How y'all doing today? Listen, I'm bringing you something. It's very important because it does need to bring a community awareness, especially in our Black community. I notice a lot that stuff like this is happening, and we need to get with our loved ones, and we need to make sure that we kind of get an edge on this. The awareness is here. You got time now to cover yourself. Make sure the possessions that you've worked hard for are intact when you leave, and that you just don't have scammers to come and take over. This story that I'm bringing to you is a Metro family loses inheritance, family home, even their late uncle's ashes. We want to talk about this. I'm not going to stay on this subject long, so you may even see me kind of pass through. It's not that I'm not taking consideration into, the family. I'm taking lots of consideration into you. That's why I'm deciding to run this story. But what it is I just need to bring awareness. My condolences go out to Uncle. I apologize that this is happening to the family, but we do want to make sure that we bring some sort of awareness to our community. So let's go ahead and get started and look at a little bit of this video.
At the back of the house.
A walk around this Lithonia property.
Watch your step.
Is a somber stroll down memory lane for Trahan Brown.
It's very emotional. I had a lot of memories, yo.
About 2 decades worth. A family home his 69-year-old Uncle Evansley Jr. owned. Now, the family ownership is gone, and so is Uncle Evansley Jr.
Every time I come here, I just want to cry, bust down and cry because he gone, right? That's the only person I had left in my life.
Although Evans died in 2022, the case of alleged fraud only just began to unravel.
I would like to see Mr. Watson prosecuted to the full extent.
He's talking about Randy Watson. Watson, the administrator of the estate. Randy gained access to everything his father, Evansley Jr., left behind. Just been close.
Who is he to Mr. Evans?
He's not related to him.
A certified DNA test proved it. The results show Randy is not even a family member. That there is a 0.00% chance the late Evansley Jr. was his dad. This was a court-ordered paternity test which only came after the True family got wind someone filed probate paperwork on their uncle's estate before they could.
Pitiful. It's easy to go into our system. These the same people that we expect to protect us. These the same people that honestly we are ordered to listen to. These are the same people that decide whether or not you sit behind bars. These are the same people that decide whether or not you get the death penalty. These are the same people that decide whether or not you're innocent when you know good and well you're guilty. These are the same people. My message to you today, again, I told y'all I'm going to speed through this because we see what's going on here. Yes, the guy is horrible. It's atrocious. You're able to walk into a system, file any kind of paper, do what you want to do to my earthly possessions that I've worked hard for and I would love to leave to my family. You get to go to a court and just resubmit paperwork that it's not true. I'm glad to show you the story to tell you that it's not about black and white for me. But when I say black and white, it's either black, that it's right, or it's white. There's no in between to try to figure out the story. So when I bring stories to you, it's black and white. Some of it may be of color and others is really black and white. Would this apply to everybody? That's when it's black and white. This is clearly a case of a black and white case for me. And I intentionally brought this because I want you to see this is a black man that actually did it to a black family. So this still black and white. You're wrong. You need to go to jail. There should be criminal charges brought. I didn't follow the story. I'm not here to follow the story. I'll leave the link down below if you want to go and look at the story. But this is one of those stories to where we need to get it right. Get it right while you're here. Let's finish to the conclusion of this. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I will leave the link in description. I just wanted to bring awareness to you for a couple of things. It's black and it's white, but what kind of black and white am I bringing to you? Always pay attention. And also, while you're here, this is another cut and dry case. This is a person, this is a family that had all their loved ones, belonging, house, ashes, everything taken away. Everything was taken away over a fraudster, a criminal that decided money was more important over a person's heart, over their belongings that give you a reminder of them. Get your wills together. Get them together. Let's finish this story.
And his wife learned about it once they tried to file their own probate paperwork. After more than a year of waiting, a judge ruled in favor of Trahan and his family, citing there was neither evidence to prove paternity nor documentation that Randy had a right to inherit anything. By the time it was proven Randy was not the so-called sole heir, and the judge ordered everything to be turned back over to the true family, it was too late.
There was never an opportunity to...
Why was it too late? Whoever is in there, because it was your fault, you need to take ownership, courthouse. I don't care whether you guys say, oh, this is not something we normally do because we just do it this way. That means you need to clean up your this way. You need to get those people back their home. You need to pay the other people that's there, pay them out. Y'all have to go. It was acquired illegally. It was acquired without merit. It was acquired without further investigation. This belongs to us. You already have gotten rid of other things in my life. My uncle is gone. Courthouse, you need to pay the price for this. The court needs to be held accountable. The police department, you need to go and do what you have to do. This man, he needs to be in jail. There's no such thing as it's too late. The property is still sitting there. Did y'all get a hurricane that moved the whole house and the trees? I don't give a damn if only the shrubs left. I want the shrubs off that land. Let's keep watching.
Go in the home, clean the home out. None of that.
Cleared it all out.
Cleared it all out.
The DeKalb County home itself foreclosed and auctioned off. Most of the belongings and sentimental items gone too. None of it as valuable as Uncle Evans Lee himself. And
rest in peace, Uncle Evans Lee. This is not right. You got on a cowboy hat now, Uncle. But I don't know, why didn't you leave your will? It's not a question for me right now. Yes, it seemed like I'm asking that question. It's not that I'm asking the question. I'm trying to point out Uncle Lee. He was a good guy. He worked hard. But he didn't leave his belongings behind the right way. And we do a lot of that in our black community. Understand me, it's not much to get a will. You really could get a will done for, matter of fact, you can get a will done for free. Put it on your cell phone. I will this, on this particular date to so and so and so and so. This is my last final will. I don't care if you text it. That's still a start. It's a process. It's something. It's some sort of paper trail. Okay, we need to get it right in our black community. Our black community, we're so far behind. We're behind. We're one of the loneliest race that walk. And it's only because of us.
with his ashes also nowhere to be found. When officers asked, Randy told police he'd been robbed of all the items, the valuables, the money, and even Evans Lee's ashes, according to this police report. An allegation the family does not believe. Atlanta News First Investigates discovered receipt records from a local disposal company in the time period Randy had access to the home. The receipts reveal
Here, the director here?
when asked to talk about this case and its policies.
This is the funeral home. They don't want to talk about anything. They got their money. They already got this. Funeral homes, y'all stop being crooked too. Y'all already charging people too much money for these caskets. How you charge me $10,000 for a casket? You know you got that casket for $3,500. Y'all robbing people too. But let's keep moving. I'm not here to get on them, but bring me a story. I got a story I want to bring to you, but I'm trying to wait till the right time. Listen, I'm not trying to eat y'all up, but it's black and white for me. It doesn't matter the color. But if your color aligned with my black and white, I'm going to get you. Don't have nothing else on this TV funeral home, or I'm going to be back.
The funeral home would not interview with us.
L.A. Sims.
There is no
FL
Georgia law that
Sims.
requires a funeral home to confirm if someone is truly next of kin. And because Evans Lee died while in hospice, the funeral home was tasked with completing the death certificate. Based on the information they say Randy provided to them, they filled in the death certificate, a document now riddled with false information. Decedent's son, Randy. Wrong. Again, Evans Jr. had no children. Decedent's birthplace, Nebraska. Wrong. Evans Jr. was a Louisiana native. Decedent's father's name, unknown. Wrong. Evans Lee was a junior, meaning his father shared the same name.
Because
Y'all gonna beat me up. But I can't help that. I got a problem here. He didn't have any children. Rest in peace, Evans Lee Brown Jr. Where was all your family when you passed away? How did this guy pull off such a heinous crime? This is a heinous crime. It's a heinous crime not in the physical manner, because it beat you up physically on the body. But this is a whole nother heinous. This is that other side to heinous. This is a heinous crime. And y'all see that line in my hand. Y'all know something ain't right about the whole story. I don't understand how was Evans Lee Brown buried? Where was any family members? How did Ron pull off all of this? Maybe that's where they needed to report the whole story, because I want to know. I understand the family is on here and they're fighting for, things that are right, and it's not right. A will need to be required here, and that's what I'm protesting for. A will, and also that the court need to be held accountable. But now that we look at the funeral side of it, and y'all know it's the other hand. I don't see it how you see it sometimes, but I do see in the dark. I don't get it. Where were you all at during this funeral? Why did you not see Ron at the funeral? Did you meet any of, when he was passing, who went to the funeral home to even protect this man? This is the love that you have for him. I'm not going to get into that, because don't throw no stones at me, because y'all know I like these comments, but it ain't what you say to me. It's always what I say back. Let's continue this story. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there, because again, nothing is ever black and white, but it's just black and white with me. And what I see, this has nothing to do with color. At this point, it's principle. So don't misconstrue my black and white, because I'm telling you what my black and white mean. Let's keep going.
in the world you could just let anybody come in your establishment and say, hey, I am the next of kin.
Where were you at during this funeral? Why was this not brought up at the funeral? Who planned this funeral? How did he get cremated? He didn't want this. Where were you at in the funeral? How much contact did you have with him? I don't want to I don't want to dissect this story, y'all. Please, I got 2 minutes left.
Checking their background and seeing if it's true.
If what is true, that you didn't go to the funeral, now you making me turn on you a little bit.
Attorney James Clifton.
I've seen cases that are, absolutely.
10-year veteran probate lawyer urges loved ones to secure 3 documents before death: a will, a medical directive, and a financial power of attorney. Since Evans Lee had no will, Clifton knows.
Right here. And I'm going to move myself out the way. I like to play with y'all like this because y'all know I'm new at this. And this just shows me as I grow on my channel, you guys are going to see a better side of me. I'm moving things around. And I like it the more authentic way like that. But let's get back to the story. 3 things you need. 3. You need a will. You need a medical directive. You need your financial power of attorney. You need these 3 things. You need those 3 things. I don't care if you just get a will. A will can also procure everything that you need too. Because if you're in your will, if you put your colors, You put what medical directive you have. I don't want to give away my kidney. I want to give everything away, including my soul. Power of attorney. You give all of that stuff. People don't understand you have a power. There's such thing. It's a living power of attorney, but that power of attorney is null and voided when you leave here. You got to understand these things. Learn your rights. Learn the bylaws. You got a loved one. It ain't just our older loved ones. It's our younger ones too, because they leave here no matter what the age is. We need you to just start getting it together. Start worrying about other people's business. Worry about your own. Watch your household. If you don't want to see your money and your family belongings and inheritance just dwindle from up under you when they're gone, no sense in getting involved in stuff like this after the fact. You should have been fighting for it at the time. I've tried to do that in my life with my mother-in-law. I've tried to do it. You know, my father and my stepdad left here. A whole church. House. I tried to tell them, but I wasn't really a part of the family, so maybe they didn't think that I knew what I was talking about. I don't know. Left here. Mom's house. I don't want to make it seem like it's all about materialistic. That's not what it's about. But if they're going to leave material here, why would I make it listic for someone else that haven't even been around for none of the fight? Get it right while you're here. If you don't get it right while you're here, you're not going to have it right when you leave. If you are one of those older people that is into reverse mortgages, get that reverse mortgage right before you leave, because it only makes sense while you're here. When you leave, reverse mortgage is a headache for people. Get it right. If you're a loved one and you're watching this, if you don't provide all three, get at least one of these. Get a will. If you really don't care about the medical directive, who cares? Because on those license, it should say what you want to donate and what you're not. That's still another document, and it's legal. You might not have no financials for power of attorney, but you still need to go back to that will. Get it right. I'm done with this story. Thank you so much for watching. This is your girl, Queen Dee, and this is what Dee said it. I hope that you understand some things that show black and white. It is a gray area, but there's a lot of things that are black and white, and it's just that. It's black and then it's white. I only see it how I see it. I don't know what y'all see here, but somebody write in and tell me what it means. I see in the dark.